Previously on Never Too Late, Rain found himself in the middle of a crowded party, just trying to forget the weight of his world. But tonight, fate had other plans, bringing back the one alpha he thought he'd never see again. This is Chapter 3, A Fateful Encounter.
Chapter 3, A Fateful Encounter. The moment the door swung open, Rain's gaze immediately landed on a tall, strikingly handsome man seated near the bar. He wore a black jacket over a white undershirt and black jeans, his posture relaxed as he spoke with someone. Rain could only make out his sharp side profile at first, but it was enough to capture him. Perhaps sensing the new arrival, the man turned his head towards the door, and in that instant, Rain felt himself utterly lost in the depth of his dark, beautiful eyes, the most captivating feature Rain had ever seen. Frozen, adrift in his own world, Rain barely registered the soft touch on his arm until Piel's voice, a triumphant whisper, cut through his daze. "I guess you did find an alpha for yourself tonight." Rain blinked, turning to see Piel grinning from ear to ear. Her words jolted him back to reality. "What's with the look?" Rain asked, a tremor of confusion in his voice, as Piel guided him further into the room. "Trust me, I'm not judging you," Piel declared, nodding towards the alpha. "That's a truly drop-dead handsome alpha." "It's nothing like that," Rain mumbled, rolling his eyes, though his mind was still churning. I think I know him." "What?" Piel shrieked, her voice cutting through the club's din. "You know an alpha this handsome, and I don't? How could you do this? Am I not your best friend?" She began to dramatically cry, shaking him playfully. Rain quickly clamped a hand over her mouth. "Stop, you drama queen. It's not what you think." Piel pulled his hand away. "Then what is it?" "It was maybe 3 years ago." "Yes, 3 years," Rain began, the memory surfacing with vivid clarity. "My sister and I were on our way home from school when she suddenly started coughing blood and collapsed in the middle of the road. I was in a panic, completely lost, when suddenly a boy came and took us to the hospital in his car. That's the alpha boy." Rain finished, stealing a quick glance at the man while taking a gulp of the new drink Piel had handed him. "It must be fate," Piel exclaimed, bouncing on the balls of her feet with excitement. "Do you know his name? Oh my God, you have to go thank him." "Stop jumping. Everyone's looking at us," Rain hissed, then sighed. "No, I don't know his name. He took us to the hospital, even paid the bills, and then just vanished. I tried to find him, but I couldn't, and I don't think he even remembers me." Rain looked towards where the alpha had been, but to his dismay, the spot was now empty. He scanned the room, a pang of disappointment hitting him when he couldn't find him anywhere. "Oh!" Piel checked her phone. "Stay right here. My boyfriend just called me out. I'll be back in a minute. Don't drink anything anyone gives you, and please, please don't go anywhere. I'll be right back." Rain stayed put, his gaze still searching for the alpha, a quiet sadness settling in when he realized he was truly gone. What could he do? He just waited patiently for Piel. In the interim, several alphas and betas approached him, offering drinks, but he politely declined them all, remembering Piel's warning. About 10 minutes later, Piel reappeared. "Let's go, we're heading to the next room." She grabbed Rain's hand and started walking. "But," Rain began. "Oh yeah," Piel said in one breath. "The name of your alpha is Feiyu. He's my boyfriend's friend, and they're in the next room. And we're going there." "But, Rain tried to object again, but she cut him off. "No buts. What exactly do you want, Rain? Just to forget everything and have a fun night, right? So go with the flow, she asked, her eyes wide and pleading. Rain, unable to resist her earnestness, simply nodded. Upon entering the next room, Rain's eyes immediately lit up again. There he was, Feiyu, instantly spotted amongst the crowd. He was so focused on Feiyu that he didn't notice someone had already approached them, speaking to them. He snapped out of his daze as Piel lightly nudged him. "Rain, this is my boyfriend. Fan, this is my best friend, Rain," she said, her eyes silently urging him to focus. "Nice to meet you, Fei," Rain said with a slight bow. "Piel talks about you a lot." Wow, you're really different from her, Fan chuckled, holding Pearl's hand. She actually talks about you a lot. I've wanted to meet you for a long time. And I can see you're a very good guy. He gestured. Come with me. I want you to meet my friends. He led them towards the bar where 4 alphas were gathered. Hi guys, this is Pile, my girlfriend, and her best friend, Rain. Fan introduced them. Pile, these are my friends, Saifa, Por, Sig, and the last one is Fayu. Both Peel and Rain bowed respectfully, as all of them were older. The friends asked a few questions, most of which Peel answered with practiced ease, spinning the polite fictions of being 18, first-year university students whose classes hadn't started yet, both art majors. She cleverly steered the conversation, asking subtle questions, especially towards Rain, so they could learn more about Fayu. After some time, Fayu excused himself and went somewhere. Palais, seeing her opportunity, went off to dance with her boyfriend, leaving Rain alone, though not before telling him to find someone for the night. People did approach him, but Rain didn't feel comfortable with any of them. Quietly, he slipped away to the balcony, seeking a breath of fresh air. And there, in a corner, he found Fayu, smoking. Rain hesitated, almost turning to leave, but then the thought solidified. He had to thank him just once. Gathering all his courage, he began to approach Fayu. He felt conflicted, taking 1 step forward, then 2 steps back, his ambivalence clear in his movements. Just then, he heard a deep voice. "What do you want?" Rain froze, startled. He quickly looked around, seeing no one else. "I'm asking you, what do you want?" Fayu's gaze was fixed on him. Rain was speechless for a moment. Then he silently urged himself, "Rain, you're just going to thank him. There's nothing to be afraid of. You can do this, just do it." He stood his ground, took a deep breath, and walked towards Fayu, the brightest, most innocent smile he could muster on his face. "Hello, Fi. I'm Rain. You may not know me, but I know you. And I just learned your name a little while ago." But the smile on Rain's face faltered as he saw Fayu's expression, a questioning look, as if silently asking, "So what? You don't remember, but you helped me get my sister to the hospital 3 years ago." Rain blurted out, everything in one breath. "You even paid the hospital bill and other necessary things. I tried so hard to find you, but I couldn't." Fayu searched his memories, then shook his head apologetically. "I'm sorry, but I can't remember, but I'm glad you're okay, and I hope your sister is too." "It's okay if you don't remember," Rain said, a bright, innocent smile returning to his face. "But truth be told, you came that day like an angel to Rain. Rain can never forget you. You're a lifesaver to Rain." "You said your name is Rain, right?" Fayu asked, a slight smile finally gracing his lips. "Yes, Fee. It's Rain. I really want to repay your kindness. What can I do for you?" Rain asked, his innocence shining through. "What can you do for repayment?" Fayu echoed, a mysterious smile playing on his lips, a glint in his eyes that made Rain's heart flutter with a mix of fear and excitement. Rain felt a brief surge of fear, worried Fayu might ask for money. "Then, let's have a dance?" Fayu proposed. Rain was momentarily speechless.
And just like that, Rain stood face to face with the Alpha who once saved his life. But what happens when memories fade and only one heart remembers? Find out in the next chapter of Never Too Late.